As we approach the 2025-26 winter, a powerful force is quietly shaping Europe's weather, La Niña. While it might sound distant, its effects ripple across continents, influencing the daily lives of millions of people, from city dwellers to mountain communities. La Niña is a natural climate pattern that begins in the tropical Pacific, when strong trade winds push warm surface water westward, allowing colder, nutrient-rich water to rise up near the coast of South America. This shift in ocean temperatures is more than just a local event. It's the spark that sets off a chain reaction in the atmosphere. This cooling of the Pacific triggers a global chain reaction, altering wind patterns and storm tracks for months at a time. Weather systems thousands of kilometers away can be affected, making La Niña a truly global phenomenon. In the northern hemisphere, La Niña shifts the jet stream, the high-altitude storm highway, making it more active over the Atlantic. This means the path of storms and cold air masses can change, sometimes dramatically. As a result, parts of Europe often see more frequent and intense storms, with increased chances of heavy rain, strong winds, and even flooding in some regions. Even a weak La Niña, like the one confirmed in October 2025, can tilt the odds towards certain weather patterns. Meteorologists pay close attention to these signals, as they can help predict what's ahead. It doesn't guarantee snow or rain in any one spot, but it changes the overall likelihood, impacting everything from UK rain to alpine snow. For some, it means a better chance of powder days. For others, it could mean wetter, stormier commutes. La Niña is just one piece of a larger puzzle, interacting with the polar vortex, Arctic snow cover, and other climate drivers. These elements can amplify or dampen each other's effects, making each winter unique. These forces combine, sometimes reinforcing and sometimes competing, to create Europe's unique winter tapestry, a constantly shifting mix of snow, rain, wind, and sun. For anyone planning a ski trip, managing energy supplies, or simply hoping for a white Christmas, understanding these patterns is essential for making informed decisions. In this video, we'll break down what this La Niña, alongside other powerful climate factors, means for Europe's coming winter, and how it could affect you. This winter in Europe will be a story of two acts. December and much of January will be shaped by La Niña's energized Atlantic jet stream, bringing frequent storms and mild wet weather to western and northern Europe. The snow line will be high, making early ski conditions tough, below 1,600 meters. 1,600 meters. But from late January onward, the polar vortex could weaken, opening the door for Arctic air to surge south. This would flip the script. Freezing temperatures and heavy snow could hit regions that started the season mild. The best powder may arrive late, making February and March prime months for skiing. This split personality is the defining feature of the 2025-26 forecast. Early winter, Atlantic storms and mild air. Late winter, Arctic outbreaks and widespread cold. This duality comes from the interplay between persistent La Niña and the volatile polar vortex. Knowing which half of winter you're planning for is key to navigating the season. La Niña sets the stage for this winter's drama, shaping global weather patterns from the Pacific Ocean all the way to Europe. This climate phenomenon cools the tropical Pacific, shifting atmospheric currents and influencing where storms form and travel. But while La Niña is the opening act, it's not the only force at play. The polar vortex and the vast Arctic snowpack are the main actors, driving the most dramatic changes in our winter weather. The polar vortex is a swirling mass of frigid air high above the North Pole, acting like a giant cold reservoir. It's a powerful force that can either keep the Arctic's chill locked away or unleash it across the northern hemisphere. When the vortex is strong, it acts as a barrier, trapping cold air in the Arctic and allowing much of Europe to enjoy relatively mild winters. This year, however, the vortex may be weaker than usual. The easterly phase of the quasi-biennial oscillation, winds high in the stratosphere, can disrupt the vortex, making it more likely to wobble, stretch, or even split apart. If the vortex weakens, frigid Arctic air can spill southward, bringing deep cold snaps and heavy snow to Europe and beyond, sometimes with little warning. Meanwhile, rapid snow buildup across Siberia creates a vast reservoir of cold, reinforcing the powerful Siberian high-pressure system. This high can block the jet stream, steering it south and letting Arctic air surge into Europe. setting the stage for major cold outbreaks. The combination, a weak La Niña, a vulnerable polar vortex and a rapidly growing Siberian snowpack, creates a recipe for unpredictable and potentially extreme winter weather. As the snowpack deepens over Eurasia, it further amplifies the risk of cold air outbreaks later in the season. In early winter, La Niña's influence dominates, often bringing wetter and milder conditions to parts of Europe. But as the season progresses, the odds of a sudden cold outbreak rise sharply, with snow and ice becoming much more likely. This dynamic trio will ultimately decide whether your winter is defined by raincoats and umbrellas, or by snow shovels and icy winds. The odds shift dramatically from the first half of the season to the second, making this winter one to watch closely. La Niña and its atmospheric companions won't affect all of Europe in the same way this winter. The continent's diverse geography and climate zones mean that each region will experience its own unique weather story, shaped by both global patterns and local influences. Western and Northern Europe, including the UK, Ireland, Northern France, Benelux, and Scandinavia, will bear the brunt of relentless Atlantic storms early in the season. Expect frequent bouts of wet, windy, and relatively mild weather, with powerful low-pressure systems sweeping in from the ocean and keeping temperatures above average for much of the time. Meanwhile, southern and eastern Europe, think Spain, Italy, Greece, and the Balkans, will be dominated by persistent, high pressure. This will block many storms from reaching these areas, resulting in drier, calmer, and often sunnier conditions, especially in the Mediterranean basin. But as winter progresses, a weakening polar vortex could shift the pattern dramatically. In late winter, Eastern Europe may become the main target for surges of Arctic cold and heavy snow, with temperatures dropping sharply and snowstorms becoming more frequent. Central Europe, including Germany, Poland, and the Alps, will find itself caught in the crossfire. Here, mild Atlantic air will frequently clash with cold continental blasts, creating a battleground of shifting weather fronts and unpredictable conditions. Residents can expect sharp swings from week to week. One spell may bring mild, rainy days, while the next could see freezing temperatures and heavy snowfall, making planning ahead a challenge. In the Alps, the rain-snow line will shift up and down with each passing system, impacting ski resorts and mountain communities. Some valleys may see rain while higher elevations get buried in fresh snow. Scandinavia, especially inland and in the far north, stands out for its consistent cold and snow. Here, winter will be long and harsh, with deep snow cover and frequent cold snaps. The La Niña pattern often enhances the flow of cold Arctic air into this region, making Scandinavia a reliable bet for those seeking a classic snowy winter, with blizzards and icy winds a regular feature. All in all, Europe's winter will be a patchwork of contrasts, with each region experiencing its own version of the season. Some wild and stormy, others calm and dry, but all shaped by the powerful forces at play in the atmosphere. December 2025 will launch winter with mild, unsettled weather for much of Western and Central Europe. The Atlantic jet stream, powered by La Niña, will send a parade of storms across the UK, France, and Germany, bringing rain, wind, and above-average temperatures. Ski resorts in the Alps and Pyrenees will struggle below 1,600–2,000 meters, with rain often washing away early snow. White Christmas odds are low for cities like Paris, London, and Berlin. Southern Europe will be drier and sunnier, as high pressure blocks storms. Only the highest alpine resorts will offer reliable skiing in December. Scandinavia, however, will buck the trend. Interior Sweden and Finland will see consistent cold and regular snowfall. For most of Europe, December's a waiting game, a prelude to the colder, snowier weather likely to come later. Skiers will need patience and altitude to find good early-season snow. January 2026 is the pivot point, starting mild and stormy, but shifting as the polar vortex weakens. Early in the month, the Atlantic jet stream still dominates, but colder air from the north and east will begin to break through. Weather will be volatile, mild spells interrupted by sudden cold snaps. Skiers will find the best snow above 1,500 meters and on north-facing slopes. Cold spells will drop the snow line, but warm air may return, causing rain-on-snow and avalanche risks. Central Europe will see wild swings, snow turning to rain, or vice versa, in a matter of hours. By late January, atmospheric blocking will become more common, setting the stage for a cold, snowy February. The Arctic and Siberian cold reservoir will be ready to move south. January bridges the mild start and the high probability of a wintry outbreak in February. February is the month with the highest chance for a dramatic cold reversal. A sudden stratospheric warming could disrupt the polar vortex, sending frigid Siberian air deep into Europe. This beast from the east scenario could bring paralyzing cold and heavy snow, even to the UK and Western Europe. Central and Eastern Europe would be in the direct path, with prolonged, well below average temperatures and major snowfalls. The Alps snowline would drop, transforming struggling resorts into powder paradises. Austrian and eastern Swiss resorts could see the best conditions of the season. February could deliver the classic, cold, snowy winter many hope for. While not guaranteed, the odds are loaded in favor of a memorable cold spell. This is the most anticipated and potentially impactful period of the entire winter. La Niña winters often end with a late-season sting, and March 2026 looks set to deliver. Even as February's deep cold fades, the pattern favors cooler-than-average conditions, especially early in the month. Persistent atmospheric blocking could bring a final burst of snow, especially to the Alps and Scandinavia. High-elevation skiing will be excellent, with deep snowpacks and strong March sunshine. As spring advances, lower elevations will lose snow, but the high mountains will offer a long touring season. By late March, milder Atlantic weather will likely return, closing out winter for many. Forecasters already see signs of a Pacific shift. La Niña may give way to neutral, or even El Niño conditions next year. The 2025-26 winter stands out for its two-act drama and a possible snowy finale. For skiers, this winter's two halves demand a smart strategy. Early season, aim for high-altitude resorts like Chamonix and Zermatt, where terrain above 2,500 meters offers the best chance for snow. Lower slopes may be limited until late January. As winter shifts, resorts across the Alps will benefit, especially Austrian and eastern Swiss destinations if the cold easterly flow develops. The Pyrenees will struggle early but could see heavy snow if late winter cold arrives. Scandinavia is the safe bet for consistent snow from start to finish. Resorts in Norway, Sweden, and Finland will offer reliable conditions all winter. This season, timing and geography are everything. Align your trip with the winter's two acts for the best experience. The right destination at the right time will make all the difference.